Hi ladies, welcome to my channel. Alright, so today we are going to be talking about buying Pandora in stores, pros and cons. Now what you have in front of you is some eye candy, so you guys can have something to look at while I'm talking. And after I'm going to run through the receipt that is under the bracelet, and that is for shopping in Canada. Okay, so let's start. Now, when you buy in store, there are several pros. Number one, you have an instant purchase. You walk in, you walk out with your purchase, which is fantastic. Now, in the store, I'm not too sure with the whole COVID-19 if you can actually still touch the merchandise, but when you do shop in store, you get to see and touch and try on the merchandise. Next, you have the choice to choose to accept or decline packaging. Okay, now if this is a gift, then do accept the packaging. But if it's for yourself, it's a little bit better to simply accept the charm in one of those little triangular cardboard boxes, or in a pouch, or you can bring your own little poly bag. Okay, so you can do a little something for the environment as well, because there's nothing worse than finding beautiful Pandora packaging in the trash. Now next, what's fun about buying in store is you actually get to chat with the assistants or the staff, and they are able to offer you suggestions or recommendations on which charms you would like to purchase, or if you bring in your bracelet and say, well, I need a couple of more charms to add onto this bracelet, then they can offer you some really awesome suggestions. Now next, in Canada, in the stores, there is a little survey that you can complete that is on your receipt, and that entitles you, well, once you complete that survey within 7 days, you receive a promo code or a validation code, which gives you 10% off on $100 or more purchase, which basically you save the tax. So if you make a purchase of 100 and more, then it's good to use that coupon. Okay? All right, as for returns and exchanges, super easy. But when you do make a return or an exchange, you have to return the item in excellent, unworn condition. Okay? That means when you buy a charm or a piece of jewelry, don't wear it for a week and then change your mind and say, oh, I'm going to bring it back to the store. Especially if you've had dangles and there's scratches on it, they won't accept it. Okay? And the reason for that is because they want to resell the piece of jewelry. They can't resell a charm that's got, scratches all over it. Nobody's going to want that. And I've heard a lot of people try this, but a lot of people have tried to go back to Pandora and say, well, my boyfriend bought this and we broke up and I don't want this anymore. Or can I exchange it for something else that I want? The answer is no. They won't let you do that. I mean, I don't blame you guys, but it's better for you guys to just sell it on a used site. All right, so the cons to buying at the store is the cost to get there. Okay, whether it be by taking the bus or driving your car, it does cost money to get to the store. And another thing that I've noticed also at the stores is that they go out of stock more than they do online. Okay, because they only carry a limited amount of each charm, because they can't carry 100 of each charm. It's literally impossible. Like, where would they store it? Now, some stores carry exclusives, but say that, for example, you want to get an exclusive for, I don't know, say Whistler. Now, you have to buy it in Whistler, okay? They won't do store-to-store transfers. I know because I experienced this. It took me about 3 days calling the Whistler location pretty much twice a day to get them to send my store an exclusive charm, but they don't do that anymore. So you would have to get onto the phone and do a phone order and offer to pay the shipping. That's the only way you'd be able to get an exclusive from somewhere else. And another con is that they don't carry online exclusives. I mean, maybe if you shopped at a concept store, they might carry it, but not every Pandora store does, especially the franchises. The franchises are a little bit more limited in their stock and what they can have access to. Now, I do find that it is harder to navigate through the store when it's really busy or they have promotions going on or holidays like Valentine's Day or Christmas. It's very packed, and again, you may have better luck buying online because they may go out of stock really fast. Now, the last thing I wanted to say as well is the waste of packaging. So again, if you buy as a gift, no problem. If you buy for yourself, you might as well just skip on the Pandora bag, because just gonna take the jewelry out of it, and then a lot of people throw it away. Some people try to sell it, which you can resell the bags, but at a very low price, like $1 per bag. But again, it depends on how you store it. If you store it and it's all like dented and bent, then it's kind of useless. I mean, so yeah. So here, what I wanted to show you guys is the receipt. Now, this is the Canadian receipt, and I know it's zoomed in a lot. So I'm just going to read the highlighted parts. Now, returns and exchanges on items in unused and in original condition within 30 days of purchase with the original receipt. Okay, so that means when you come home, you could try your jewelry on your bracelet, but try to put it on an empty bracelet, because if you have any dangles and you're dinging and scratching your new purchase, it's going to make it really much harder to return. Okay. Now, refunds can only be processed at the location of original purchase with the original receipt, and refunded in the original form of payment. So if you paid cash, you'll get cash. If you paid through your credit card, it'll go back on your credit card, okay? You can't ask them to, say if you paid cash and now you want it in credit, that ain't gonna happen. They don't do that, okay? Now, last chance or clearance items is final sale. Yes, it is final sale, but if something happens or there's a problem with the jewelry, that could be negotiable, okay? Always contact. They may do something about it, they may not. It's their choice, but do try, okay? Don't just accept it. I mean, do try, but be very nice. The nicer you are, the more workable they're going to want to be with you. Now, if you do buy something and it's part of a promotion, like say, for example, at Christmas time, they had ornaments and you had to spend $150. Now, if you return an item and you're under the $150, technically you need to bring them back the promo item. Okay? So if you don't like it, it's better to, and you really like the promo item, then keep the promo item and resell the piece of jewelry that you don't like. So that avoids all that. And let's see. And next, after you make a purchase, okay, you fill out this survey, which is pandoralistensca.net, and they'll ask you for your when you went to the store, what day, the barcode number. You fill that out. You tell them about your experiences. If you had any problems, do express them. And if you had a very good experience with one of the sales staff, do let them know. And do ask the name of your sales person. Okay, usually they have their name on the receipt. But sometimes the person who does the transaction is not the person who you dealt with. So try to remember the name of the person you dealt with. Okay? Because I'm sure everybody would like to receive a pat on the back saying that, wow, you made that customer really happy. You know, I'm sure it makes them feel fantastic. Now, when you complete this, they will give you a validation code. It is a very long number. So if you do write it on your receipt, try to break it in 4 digits. So it's easier for the staff member to punch it in to punch it in the cash. Okay. And it is, the survey, you have to complete it within 7 days. And the coupon is valid for up to 6 months from the purchase date. Okay. All right. So now let's move on to online. All right, ladies. Now, we're going to talk about buying online. So yes, in front of you, you have a receipt that comes in when you make a purchase online. Okay, I'll go through that after I go through the pros and cons. Now, the pros of buying online is that it's easy and it's convenient. Once you register for an account, okay, checkout is so much easier. You will find your order history. You can even add items to your wish list. And you can also add shipping addresses. Now, the shipping addresses, you can add yours. And you can also add shipping addresses of people that you buy presents for. Because I find it's easier sometimes to actually make the purchase, mark it as a gift, and ship it to the birthday person. Okay, because if you do it the other way, you're going to pay shipping twice. You're going to pay shipping from Pandora, and you're going to pay shipping to the birthday person or the giftee. Now, with the addresses, do make sure it's current. If you move, update it. Okay, because what happens is that if you make a purchase and you gave them the wrong address, then it's not Pandora's fault. You can't. They're not going to do anything about it. You're going to have to contact the local post office and to see if they can do something, or else it's just going to go back to Pandora. Okay? Or it goes to your old address and somebody takes it, and then you have then, the fault falls on the buyer. So do be careful with that. The order history is very helpful, especially if you do sell a piece that's under 1 year and something happens to it. The buyer can contact you and you can send them the order, a screenshot of the order. But if you do that, make sure you block out the method of payment. And, mostly the method of payment. Your address is not a big deal. Or you can make arrangements with the store or with the buyer and send the information to the store. So like that, It's dealing with 2 people instead of 3. Now, another pro is that you do have fast shipping. Returns are super easy, and I will go with that. I will explain that further with this sheet here. Now, online, you also get a birthday discount. Now, this they do not do in store. Well, not in Canada, they don't. Strictly online. I do believe it's 10 or 15% off your purchase. So that's a great deal. Okay, and you have that discount available to you during your whole birthday month. Now, another pro is that you have access to online exclusives. Now, this doesn't cover every exclusive that exists, okay? It's only like online exclusives like the 20th anniversary celebration collection, or the ocean collection that we had last summer. Some exclusives you can buy, but again, if you're looking for travel exclusives, you have to actually contact a store. Or if you know somebody that lives in that country, they could buy it for you and they can ship it to you. Okay? Because it is rather hard to find exclusives unless you want to take a risk and go and buy on eBay or Etsy. Then you're still taking a risk on it not being authentic. Now, final sales. Yes, there is the final sale condition, but I had an issue with this one because I had bought the String of Beads Y necklace, and when I received it, the chain was twisted at the bottom. It's like as if somebody grabbed onto the ball and just twisted it, and the chain all twisted. So I got on the phone and I said, like this was expensive and I didn't expect it to be like this. And I tried to untwist it, but if I untwist it more, I'm afraid that I will damage the item. So they said, okay, no problem. We will refund you for it. So it all depends. Okay, like you have to, like I said, if you contact them and you're very nice and respectful and chatty, they're willing to work with you. But if you get on the phone all hot, then chances are they're not going to help you out. Now, another pro to buying online is you get free shipping on the purchase of $75 or more. All right, so now let's move on to the cons. Now, in Canada, shipping time varies, okay? Because they're shipping out in the east, which they ship out from Concord, Ontario. Now, if you're in Ontario, shipping is usually 2 to 3 days or 2 to 4 days. Now, I'm on the west coast. So in BC, from Ontario to BC, it's about 8 to 10 days. Okay, which is not a long time, to be honest. It's just a week and a half. Now, you can't touch or try on any of the jewelry because you're buying online. So do go to the store first and shop around. Like, look at everything that interests you. And then when you go home, add the pieces that you like to your wish list so you don't have to go back to the store. Because I have a habit of shopping through my catalog, and sometimes the charms can be deceiving. Sometimes there's charms that I absolutely love from the catalog, and then when I see it in person, it's like, I don't know. And then the opposite as well. That's how I got fuddled with the rose gold mushroom. I thought it was 2D until I saw somebody do a review on it, and then I was like, girl, what were you thinking? You should have went to the store and had a look at it. So do go to the store and shop around, try everything. Even if you're with the shop attendant for like half an hour, they don't mind. It keeps them busy as well, and they have fun. All right, the next con is that they may adjust your order if it's not in stock. Now, I did make an order once at one point, and I paid for it. And then I wondered how come I didn't get an automatic email the next day. So 2 days later, I received an email saying, we couldn't fulfill your order, which is fine. It happens, you know? Like, I don't know how it could happen, because on the system when it gets bought, I mean, people must have bought it all at the same time. So they will charge you less, okay? They won't charge you for something that they can't fulfill. Now, the exclusives are limited as well online, okay? They only have a certain amount of them, so you have to be quick. The quicker you are, the more chances you have of receiving that item. Now, another thing that has happened to me lately is I had made a purchase back in May, and I did pay with PayPal. And something happened. I don't know what happened, but one morning I woke up to an email saying I had an invoice from a purchase that I had made in May. And that was 2 days ago, October 24th. So I got on the phone and I asked them, like, it's a little bit late for you guys to send me an invoice. I mean, if PayPal made a mistake, they made a mistake. So they basically just refunded me. So then I can pay the invoice. So that does happen. Like the guy told me, he said it does happen. It doesn't happen very often, but it does happen. So don't panic. If it happens to any of you ladies, okay, simply call in and it'll be solved pretty fast. All right. I don't know if I mentioned everything I wanted to mention. But now we're going to move on to this shipping label, okay? Now, in Canada, when we receive an online order, we get that rectangular box. But in Canada, they don't use that little adhesive that's under the flap of the box. They just tape it. So if you do have to make a return, then you just reuse the same box, okay? You just tape it, but before you do that, you'll receive this shipping label, okay? Let me just fold this part. This is the top part. And this actually comes off, okay? There's a little serrated thing here where you just tear this off. Now, first you're going to have the billing address, the ship to address. You're going to have your location, quantity, item number, the description of the charm or the name of the charm. And this is what I do here, is that when I buy online, I click or I check the little button that says gift, okay? Because then the prices don't show up on your receipt. That's kind of good if you're giving this as a birthday gift. They won't know the price that you paid. Or if you want to keep secret the amount that money that you spend on Pandora from your loved one, that's a good way. All right. And down here, you're going to have your order number. Now in Canada, it starts with PNDCA and then some digits. Okay, and it'll tell you here your method of payment. Now, when you do a return, okay, this little top part, this is the back side of the little strip that you would tear off. Okay, now you have to fill this out. It's the return form, just this little part. Okay. You would enter, now I filled this out, I'm not doing a return, but I just filled it out to show you guys how you fill it out. Now you would enter the quantity, you would enter your item number, and your reason code, okay? Now the reason codes are right here. You have the ordered the incorrect size for PO1, PO2 is received damage, PO3 received the wrong item, PO4 received defective item, PO5 did not meet expectation. PO6 arrived late. PO7 customer changed mind. PO8 not delivered, which doesn't really make any sense to me, that one. And P11, which is other. Now, if it's other, you have to write it in this little box, or simply attach a sheet of paper and write down your reason. Okay, it's that easy and that simple. And what you do is you tear this off, because as you can see, it's serrated. And you take this little piece, and I apologize, ladies, the camera's very close. There, this little part here. So you tear it here. Okay, then what you do is you call Pandora. Okay, you can call Pandora. There's 2 methods of contact down here. Here, I'll flip this. Sorry, I'm flipping this a lot on you guys, eh? All right. Now, you can actually call 1-888-556-9009, okay? Or you can email CAECOMOUSTSVC@pandora.net. And I give you guys that in French. Hold on. That won't help if you're English speaking. All right. So the number is the same. Now, if you can see the email right here, CAECOMCUSTSVC@pandora.net. I think it's pretty much the same. So again, what you do is you have to contact them, and what they'll do is they'll email you an authorization and a prepaid Canada Post shipping label. Okay. Now, you get this pretty fast. Within 5 minutes, you have it in your email. But the only thing that's a little bit difficult is if they don't have your email in their files. It can get really hard, because sometimes you call somebody in Canada, and sometimes you reach somebody that's in the US. So I found it very difficult when I had to call, and I was speaking to somebody from Miami. And I have a French name, so it took a little while to get the email correct. So realize that, ladies, that you may be calling the US, and you may receive a UPS shipping label. Okay, it may be UPS or Canada Post, because I've received both. Now, UPS is harder for me because there's only like 3 locations in the city that I live in, and it's hard for me to get to those locations. So what I had to do is I dropped it in a Canada Post bin when I was visiting the mall. I don't really suggest you to do that, because they may hand it over to UPS and they may send it right back to you. So it's taking a risk. But I called after and I said I didn't have a choice. I dropped it in the bin. And the girl at Canada Post said, "Don't worry, we'll hand it over, but you may not get any tracking until it gets delivered." Which I said, yeah, that's fine. It works for me. So after that, when you receive your shipping label, simply print it out, trim it, and tape it on the box. But reuse the box that it came in, okay? Because like I said, in Canada, they don't use that gluey thing under the flap. Because trust me, opening a package like that is like running over it with a truck like 10 times, okay? Then the box is not reusable. So that's why I think they glued into just taping it. And then you tape your label, but just make sure you don't tape over the barcode. And you just drop at I mean, if they gave you a UPS label, try to drop it with UPS. If they gave you a Canada Post, try to drop it in the Canada Post bin. Okay, and the shipping is free. Okay, you're not paying for it to be shipped back to the warehouse. Now, it does take time for them to receive the package, and with the whole COVID-19, they do quarantine it for about a week or 2 weeks. So it will take a little bit longer to get your refund, but you will get your refund. If you don't get it after, like, say 3 weeks, then call and they will initialize it over the phone. Okay? And then you'll get it back in your account like maybe 3 days after. All right? Now, I hope this helps. So buying online or buying in store is completely up to you. It's your choice. So there's advantages and disadvantages to each method of purchasing. It all depends on what works for you. Okay? But don't do a mistake like me and judge a book by its cover. Do go to the store once in a while and have a look at as many pieces as you want. Okay? Don't feel bad because somebody else is waiting or there's only a limited amount of staff. Take your time. I mean, don't talk too much, but show up to the store with, like, say 10 pieces or with your book. Because what I do with my books is I actually circle and the items that I'm interested in. Okay? Like, for example, and ladies, don't laugh. Now, I'm just going to zoom out so you can see this is my book. Now, what I did is I put a sheet over the book. Okay? And I have a list of all the charms that I'm interested in. Okay? And when I get them, I mark them off. Now, I am due for the new catalog. I hope there's a new catalog since this one. And yeah, so like I said, use these books. Okay? These books are not meant to be just pretty. They're meant to be used. See, like, what I do is I check all the pieces I'm not interested in. I actually put a check mark or a mark on it. Okay? And then the pieces that I do have, for example, like these pieces, I'll put a check mark and a heart on if I want it. And I cross it out if I'm not interested at all in that charm. Okay? So then you can bring your catalog and go through it and tell them what you like, what you don't like, and go from there. Okay? But I do suggest that you put a sheet and fold it over the book. And then you can write as many notes as you want. Because in the books, they actually give you a little square here. And I actually have a little table of contents. The heart is what I want. The check mark is I have or I have sold. And then I put a list of retired pieces that that I want to add on to my wish list. I actually have a wish list on my account, and I also have this. And every time I have a new book, I update it. I cross out all the pieces that I do have or circle the pieces that I do want. Okay? And you'll change your mind because, like I said, when you look at a charm in store and online, it's not the same thing. You don't get the same vibe from that charm. Okay? So this is my way. It may work for others and may not. To each their own. Everybody has a method to their madness. Now, so I had to share this information with you guys, and I hope it helps. Because that's my goal, is I do want to help you out in making the best decisions possible and to keep you as informed as best I can. All right? So if you like this video, click like. If you wish to subscribe, I would absolutely love it. And if you have any questions or comments, or if I forgot to mention something, do ask. Don't hesitate. I will get back to you as quickly as as fast as possible. And I hope you guys have a fantastic day. Thank you.